Hello and welcome to announcements for the month of September. Dan, welcome back. We always start with a moment of gratitude. I'm sure you have a lot to be grateful for.
I do.
Yes.
I am so grateful to be back and had a refreshing time away. Chris and I visited Maine and Nova Scotia, beautiful parts of the country. Got to see things that we'd never seen before. The beauty and the abundance of God was great. I made it on my bike ride all the way to Maine without any real problems to speak of. It was hot a couple days, but that was nice. And I now have a sticker, "This bicycle climbed Mount Washington,"
That's
that I
awesome.
can really put on my bike. So this year I made it to the top, checked that off. I don't know, I don't think I'll ever do that again.
Yeah.
That was really hard.
That's awesome.
But glad to have that done. Had a wonderful time away. But we're also grateful for all the folks in the church that have been leaning into community and taking steps toward each other. Pastor Claire has started the supper club, and we have more than 60 people that have signed up for that. So thank you for doing that, and I'm really proud of you and excited for what that's going to do for the whole church as people take steps toward each other. Our First Followers program is full, and we already have people signed up for the next series that's happening 6 months from now in the new year. So really grateful for the way people are acting on their heart's desire to be connected with each other in this church.
Yeah.
What a great theme.
Yeah, and speaking of other ways to stay connected, we want to, it's kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but ways to stay connected here at the church is volunteering, right?
Yes,
and
right.
It's a great way. We're in a new season. Choir starts here on the 5th is their first rehearsal. We start into the new educational year on the 15th. So if you are interested in volunteering, being a part of the choir, being part of the educational group here, and let us know. Reach out to either Adam or Katie. So Adam Hughes or Katie Kindig. If you are interested in those two things, we could always have more people.
We
Nursery, all sorts of things.
We continue to grow, and so we need more volunteers in our family ministry and in our choir. Always looking for people in our choir. So we connect through serving together, which reminds me, at the end of this month, 5th Sunday, September has 5 Sundays, and the 5th Sunday of the month is Service Sunday. We will be doing another of those wonderful food packing events for Rise Against Hunger. Always an energetic event. They'll be here. We'll pack over 10,000 meals that will go to places like Honduras to help kids to be able to have food that they need so that they can be sharp for their education.
Yes, and that will start right after second service, so 11:30-ish downstairs in Shirk Hall.
Right.
So on the 29th.
If you come to the 9 o'clock service, there's some things to do before it starts, so we could use you then also.
Yeah, that is correct. And speaking of mission and giving, we are still in the 3rd quarter, and our 3rd quarter mission partners, let me get down to them here in my list. We are mission partners in this quarter are going to the Clare House, Tenfold, and Chestnut Housing. And Dan, can you speak a little bit on what those three, kind of the umbrella that they live underneath?
Yeah, those are organizations that we work with who help people who are experiencing homelessness. Yeah. You all know that housing is a crisis in all of America, also right here in Lancaster. And these wonderful organizations are working really well together to do some very interesting things to help get more housing, particularly for our lower income or homeless people in our city. So I also just get a little preview. Coming up in October, we're going to actually have Chad Martin from Chestnut Housing here at the church to talk about that issue on a bigger level so that we as a church can begin to understand the role that we can play as a congregation in work and helping to solve this problem here in our city together with other people and not just our own idea.
Exactly.
So, we're excited for that.
Yeah, and so make sure you're checking out those weekly emails that you get. You're going to have a little bit more information about the time and the place where that's going to happen here at the church for that conversation.
This is a quarter worth giving to.
Yeah.
10% of what we give will go also to help this crisis in the rest of the country through the PCUSA. Yeah. So we'd actually ask you to give strongly during this season.
Yeah. And now speaking of giving, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but October is a special season here.
Season of gratitude. Our friend Brian Runner and Lauren Stader will show up on your videos. So be looking for those. There'll be the one general video, but some very short 20-second videos that'll be coming through your email, coming through social media. If you see a couple come a couple times, don't think you've seen it already. Just press
on
play
it.
and click
Yeah.
on it, and you'll see it. But again, the theme that we're looking for in the coming year, you'll hear more about this in the is this idea of connecting to each other. It's been 5 years, Andy, since we did our Envisioning Our Future process, and all of the energy and joy that we are experiencing as a church is not by accident. We all worked hard to get to this place as a strong, vibrant church. So now, what are we going to do for the next 5 years? And it begins, like we said at the beginning, with connecting to one another. We got a lot of great ideas of what will come in 2025. You'll be hearing about those in the Season of Gratitude.
Season
Thanks
of
for bringing
Gratitude,
that up.
yeah. So just make sure, because you'll actually be seeing some of that stuff towards the end of September,
Right.
because Gratitude Sunday is actually in the middle of October. So we just want to make sure that you're aware of what's coming down the line here at FPC. And Dan, I want to say that's it, but I always say that, and then we.
Of course, the Make a Joyful Noise campaign. As we talk about gratitude, it's good. It's important to remember we're given from two pockets. We've got our campaign that you can pledge for the next 5 years to be part of what's happening here in the church, and we hope you'll do that. And the gratitude campaign is our operating budget that keeps things going from day to day. So those are two very important things to be thinking of and given to in an intentional way.
Yeah, and I just to update those people at home who might not have seen it, we are above 1.3 now.
We are. Thank you.
Yeah, so
what a generous church.
It's coming up on the screen right now, a little thermometer, so to speak, showing you where we're at and where we're hoping to get to. So if you haven't given to that campaign yet and you want to, reach out to the office.
Just reach out to me directly.
Reach out to Dan,
and we'll get you connected.
Let you know and
we'll
let you know how to do that.
questions and help you know how to do it. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah. Well, Dan, as I said, I think that's it.
I do.
So keep checking out those emails every week for new things that are coming down the line. And as always, thank you for worshiping and serving with us here at FPC.